Hey, beautiful people of the Bay. It is your man, your real estate agent, Carlos Rojas here with Frank the Bank. And the We the People Real Estate Podcast today, we got a nice episode for you guys, episode 21. Ready to talk about some really cool things happening around the world. Yeah. Starting with the left wanting friends. Yeah, is that a cool thing? We'll see. We'll see. And then we also got Castro compared to Trump down in Miami. I got the billboard up for you guys so you guys can see that. Castro? Some crazy stuff, right? But hey, it's the world we live in today. Besides this, guys, as always, we're going to go over rates. Don't forget, hey, if you need a loan, if you need a good lender, my friend Frank the Bank right here got your back. Private loans, FHA loans, VA loans, conventional loans,
reverse mortgages.
Loans. All right, anything. Yes. Anything that has to do with refinancing, making sure that your money just looks a little bit better when it comes to your loans. Hey, Frank the Bank right here can help you. The information is always in the description. And myself, Carlos Rojas, I'm always here to help you when it comes to buying a house here in the Tampa Bay area. Or if you want to sell in all of Florida, I got your back. Before you decide on that last realtor that you're like, you know what, this is the one that I want to deal with, make sure that you interview. Make sure that you find out your options. That's the best way to get the best numbers possible, okay? So let's go ahead and get started over here. What's going on, everybody? This is We the People, a real estate podcast. Let's begin. Alrighty. So rates, Frank, what do you think here?
All right, here we go, guys. For you Instagrammers, you can't see the screen. Carlos just Googled the 30-year fixed rate. It says 7.532. It says the VA is 7%. So here's the thing, guys. We just locked, Lincoln Lending, Carlos doesn't even know this. We just locked 5.75 on a 30-year fixed VA mortgage.
What?
And this is even crazier. Hold on. Because people are like, oh, yeah, they paid a bunch of points. That's how they got it. No, guys. Carlos, we locked it. 0 points, 0 origination, 0 broker fee, 5.75. So what am I saying? I am telling you right now that Google is lying to you. They are telling you, or they're advertising these terrible retail rates from Bank of America and these other mortgage companies. The rates are not in the 7s. Stop sitting on the fence. The Fed, did you know this, Carlos? The Fed came out and spoke 2 days ago. And they said, basically in enough words, we are going to lower the rates imminently. And
what does eminently mean?
Well, it means guaranteed by the end of next month, because they will absolutely meet before the end of next month. I think they may meet by the end of this month. Normally they meet around the 22nd of the month. And they came out in the first week of the month saying they're going to lower rates.
Okay.
So I think what's about to happen is what we've been talking about. And when they lower these rates, everybody and their mothers is going to hear it. Right now they think that the rates are 7.5. They're not. They're 5.75 to 6.5. You better beat everybody out there, because Carlos ain't going to be able to get you the same deal on the house when everybody is competing for the house.
That's right.
Marry the house, date the rate.
That's right. So everybody's talking about this rate situation. Everybody's on pause in a lot of situations, but some are out there looking and buying and moving. And guys, it's down to the same conversation. If you can buy, if you can make the move right now, especially if you don't already own real estate, make it happen. Become a homeowner. It's the one way, in my opinion, where you can become free of having to work every day.
Create wealth.
Retire, right? You can do so much by owning real estate.
Right.
It's the one investment you won't fail with, and we're here to help you. All right, so let's go ahead and get right into this politics stuff. This show is about a little bit of real estate and a little bit of politics. So first I want to ask you, Frank, so we saw the debate, right? What are your initial thoughts?
My initial thoughts was it was the first actual proof that we have as not only Americans, but as the world, that our president, even he may be a wonderful, good man, he is not fit for office. I'm concerned he is not fit to carry out the rest of his term, because you got to remember, guys, 6 more months. But if nothing else, we learned he shouldn't be president.
I disagree a little bit with something you said. You said the first proof.
Well,
I don't think so, man.
I
think at least people from our side, or and what I mean by our side, me and Frank, we're definitely on the right, but we sit a little bit towards understanding everybody. Listen, I truly love Trump out of the fact that I think he is a good option. A lot of people out there are saying that These are the only two options we got. Well, I don't care about any other options. I feel like Trump has a proven record that we can manage this country in a good way. So from that point of view, I already knew that Biden was going to fail. You already knew he was going to fail, right?
Yeah, I think what it was the first proof to those who
still are supporting him, maybe?
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking, right? So what can you say now? If you've been supporting Biden for so many years or whatever, what can you say now after witnessing that? So there's reports actually coming out that even from 2019, he was diagnosed with a type of dementia.
Right.
That dementia.
Dementia. Yeah.
Sorry. My language.
It's another dimension. So if he gets elected, it will be.
Yeah, for real. So it's like there's reports from back then. They hid those. Right. They hid the laptop issue. They hid so many things so that he could be elected. It is more than obvious that everything that we've already said in this show and that a lot of Republicans are saying all around the world. So he's not the one managing things. It's definitely people behind him. And after watching this, it's you look at I looked for Biden's YouTube page. I looked at commercials, where they're attacking Trump, and every edited video looks pretty. It looks nice, right? It's edited. I edit videos for a living, right?
Right.
So there's a difference between doing what we're doing right now, which takes balls and takes guts to do, which is live. Errors happen, mistakes happen, and you have to, keep the people live and make sure that things are okay.
Wait, where are we?
What do you mean?
Wait, where are we?
In the United States of America.
Wait, where?
We the people.
How weird would it be if I did that though?
Right. So this debate is live, right? On top of that, it's controlled by two moderators.
Right.
Trump did not have the freedom to completely just speak out freely, and he still aced it completely. He could have just completely bashed him, which could have maybe made him look a little negative.
I agree.
So I think he did so well, especially when he answered back on that area where I didn't understand why he said, and I don't even think he understands what he said.
Yeah.
I mean, the way he said it was just so calm. He didn't push on that button. He just basically was honest about it. I don't understand why he's saying. He doesn't understand what he's saying. Why is he making decisions for us around the world?
Well, the scary thing is he's not. And the question is who is making those decisions right now? But I think it's appalling that anybody, Democrat, Republican, whatever, would be okay with this. I mean, it's elder abuse, Carlos. You're going to put this person back in the White House? Yeah. For God's sakes, put Kamala, bro. I mean, first of all, that's where it's supposed to go.
Yeah.
Right? But look at the rest of the world leaders. And how about this George Clooney thing? Did you hear about this?
Yeah.
He comes out and he goes, oh, well, that wasn't the guy that was at the fundraiser 3 weeks ago. What, were you going to keep your mouth shut, bro?
Yeah.
You were not going to say anything?
Well, regardless, okay, let's say he has a good day and then 2 bad days and then another good day. What is this? Are we joking around with this country?
Why do we need that?
So anything from Hollywood, I'm just over it. It's everything, all these people that I used to have so much respect for, Julia Roberts, George Clooney, so many people that I used to have so much respect for, they're all bought out. They all sold their souls to the devil for fame and money. And I can see it so much now, especially with situations like this. Right. Nobody can convince me right now that Joe Biden is a good option. No. They need to go with somebody else. And I love the fact that he doesn't want to step out right now.
It's hilarious.
I think eventually, they're going to make him do it. Somebody said a joke. All you have to do is tell Joe Biden, but this is your second term.
That would be hilarious.
And he will be like, oh, okay, I guess I have to step out.
I want to thank everybody. Merry Christmas.
Yeah. So there's that, but it just the whole Hollywood elites is scary. The amount of darkness that they're pushing, with the devilish stuff and the way that they're
Satanism.
trying to get to kids and stuff like that. And then on top of that, if you can still support this, Robert De Niro is another one. I respect these people so much for their acting. They were so good, so talented. Yeah. And then you see them, showing support to somebody like Joe Biden, and you're like, what? Why? Why are we doing this? What is the point? And it's obvious.
Because there's something else going on.
There's obvious that these people are getting paid to do that.
Right.
There's no other reason, guys. There's no reason. George Clooney, he's already made and everything. All right, whatever. The only reason why somebody can convince him to step up there and say, I support this man, this is a good man, compared to somebody like Trump, has to be that he's getting paid. There's no other option.
I mean, shouldn't we hold George to a higher standard? Wasn't he an ER doctor? Doesn't he know?
I don't understand. I'm just so confused. So anyway. A bunch of stuff happening around the world. So let's go to France right here.
What happened in France?
So the left won in France, and this is pretty much exactly what I feel like might happen here in the United States if the left wins. And I just, from my point of view, this is one of the scariest things I've seen. It just, brings down everything that this country means. So let's go ahead and take a look and see if this is what you want for this country.
We're about to watch a video here for your Instagram.
On vous a couché!
We beat you, which
On
is
vous
good.
a niqué!
Okay, celebrate your win.
Voilà
All right,
ce qu'on
middle
dit.
fingers. Okay.
Vous avez perdu. Vous avez perdu.
lost,
On est
the
trop
left
fort
is
à
too
gauche.
strong.
On a l'amour, on a la fête, on a la
That's okay.
joie.
That's acceptable.
Vous avez la haine. On est trop fort. On est trop fort.
But
Vous avez
then-
perdu, désolé.
All right, we won. That's acceptable. A bunch of middle fingers to the right. It's just a bunch of middle fingers. Yeah, let's unite the country by showing the opposite side a bunch of middle fingers. But then on top of that, let's destroy our
Yeah, why are they
monuments.
destroying statues? I don't
Let's
understand.
just put graffiti everywhere. Let's just destroy what it means to be, or basically anything that founded France is just disgusting. This image that we have on screen right now. And then the worst part to me, which
Et
is
c'est des racistes.
this guy right here. Look at this, Fred.
Oh my God, like Che
at this.
Guevara or whatever.
We got somebody.
You are racist.
We got somebody in screen with middle fingers up, saying, yelling out, "You're racist," dressed like Che Guevara. I mean, either this guy knows and understands communism very well and what Che Guevara pushed, or he's completely blinded and uneducated, or somebody's paying him to do this. So I know about Che Guevara. He's one of the reasons why my country is communist right now.
Right.
Che Guevara is the reason why a lot of people around the world has died. I believe he's responsible for over 3 million deaths all around South America in terms of his ideals and why he pushed from the moment he was alive and even past his death. There's still people that are still pushing his ideals. So here's what I ask for people like this guy right here. Have you been to Cuba?
Right,
Have you
exactly.
been to Venezuela? Have you been to a country that has been ran by this type of ideals? If anybody in this country, in America, lives in here and supports this type of ideology, I personally, as an American, I don't want you here. I'm okay with you being free to express how you feel, but this is darkness for me. This is like.
So I mean, what are they
this
doing?
Is the end.
Are they? Is it like a protest? Are they
They're-
rioting because
no,
they
no,
won?
no. They're
What's going on?
celebrating. They're celebrating that they won, and
Okay.
and the ideas that won, which is the left, are ideas like this one, which is basically they want socialism. They want the government to have a bunch of money, and the government to provide money for the people. Which at the end we know the end result, right?
Yeah.
Power with money equals control. Take the guns away. Take the rights away. Take freedom of speech away. Take everything away, just like they did in Cuba, just like they're doing in Venezuela right now, just like they're doing in Nicaragua. And, little by little, the cancer enters, it
Right.
grows. And
Right.
then you have, 62 years later, what we have in Cuba, which is buildings just crumbling down, which is people, against each other, completely divided, fighting each other on ideas and stuff like that. Until one day, which started happening in Cuba, they start killing the other side. They start killing the ones that, feel a little bit different. Now, I'm not radical. I don't want this guy to die. I just feel like this guy is, confused. I feel like I'm gonna pray for him. I'm gonna pray for the fact that he's just not there with his education and what he needs to know about what really socialism ends up being, which is communism.
Right.
And that's all I can say from my side. But as an American, it's scary, man. I've seen people, support Che Guevara in this country, and a lot of times I feel like, it's just, small amount of people. But if this ends up happening, if the left wins again a second term, after all the evidence that we have, because now we got evidence. We got
Well,
evidence of 4 years versus another 4 years, right? We got evidence of peace in the world versus war all over the world, and another 4-year term from Biden to me means World War III.
Yeah, does anybody realize we didn't have a war?
Yeah,
when,
man,
when Trump
it's-
was in office.
It's just scary. So a lot of people are emotional voters, and that's the part that scares me the most. Because, I used to be an emotional voter, right? I would look at Obama and I would look at whoever's running against him, and I would, who talks to me better? Who makes me feel better inside? I used to be like that. So I get that point of view, but I'm here to tell you that's the wrong way to look at it. You do not need, we don't need emotional voters. Emotional voters are really young people that are not yet educated on how things work. It's not about being emotional. It's about being a businessman. America is a big business that is ran by a bunch of small businesses or multi-million-dollar businesses. But the point is that we need businesses to thrive, to employ more, so the economy can succeed, right?
Right.
So if they're cutting our wings, right, as you as a businessman, if they create laws where you can't do the things that you're doing right now, if I can't, right now they're cutting our wings a little bit as realtors with the new laws that they're passing, and come to find out, if you go through them, a lot of these things go all the way to DOJ and decision making from the government that are cutting realtors' wings in order to do certain things in our businesses. So
Control.
yeah, and they always make it so pretty, progressive, or we want to make sure there's no racism going on. Guys, like, realtors are focused on making money.
Dude, it's like how you're not allowed to call it a master bedroom.
Dude, come on.
like,
or
what?
all white cabinets. Like,
I can't believe that.
People of all races like all white cabinets.
Yeah.
Like, everybody likes all white cabinets. They just look pretty. It has nothing
They look
to do.
clean.
It has nothing to do with race. So there's a lot of like weird things that happen in our own industry. Another thing is, do you want to hire talent or you want to hire diversity?
DEI, baby.
Like, come on now. We got, in the White House, Joe Biden is promoting how diverse his cabinet is. Look, I don't care about diversity. I mean, I care to a certain point. I do feel like certain people can talk for certain people. Like, maybe some Cuban can talk to all the Cuban communities or something like that. But at the end of the day, I can make my own choices. I don't need that middle person. I can look at somebody and say he's a good person or not. I don't need somebody of my race or where I'm from to really understand, or, at the end of the day, it's like maybe somebody has more followers than others, but we don't need diversity. We need talent. We need people that are good at this stuff. Trump is good at telling the bad people, hey, if you touch my American soldiers, I'm going to kill you. That's it. I need somebody like that. Will Joe Biden do that? I mean, I have doubts that he can even get in a plane.
Done that now.
I have doubts that he can get in a plane and fly across the country safely. Like, he's gonna die in this next 4 years. How are we gonna, like,
if he gets
makes
reelected
no
and we and the country doesn't go into turmoil, it'd be insane, because there's no one in their right mind who could look at the man and elect. I know if you hate Trump, I get it. But you cannot say that he is the person who should have his finger on the button. The press secretary was just asked, what happens at 11 p.m. if a phone call comes and the nukes are coming from Russia? And what did Jean-Pierre say? She said, well, he has a team and a staff, and they're instructed. Whoa, hold on. The president is the one who's supposed to make those decisions, right? Anyway.
Yeah, so are we voting? And that's the question you should ask yourself as an American. Are you voting for a team of people that you have no idea who they are, who's supporting them, who's paying for the decision making? Or are you voting for an individual that you know is going to make the decisions for us that is best for our country? So, again, forget about the emotions. Forget about all of that. Is Trump a good businessman? Yes, he is.
Well, let's talk about the real estate market. Who's better for real estate?
And that's the question for today.
Oh, you have that question?
Yeah, that was the name of the show today. Who's better for real estate, Trump or Biden?
Ah, look at that. I came up with a question.
So you wanna become a real estate portfolio owner. You want to invest in real estate. You want to buy your first house. Right now is probably the hardest time for young Americans to buy their first house in a very long time, at least in the 21st century. Right. Like, everybody else buying, it's a lot older. It's near their 30s, past their 30s. I bought my first home when I was 21. I was proud of that moment. If anybody can buy their house at such a young age, that is such a good accomplishment.
Yeah.
Who is better for real estate? Who is better for investment, for growth in this country? Who is better for workers, for people that want to work and earn their dollars? I don't care about the people that want to sit around and get a paycheck from the government, because at the end of the day, if there's nobody working, nobody gets paid. So who is better for that?
So I got an interesting take on that.
Yeah.
All right. The Obama years. All right. I didn't vote for Obama. I didn't agree with his politics, but I can't deny what you said. He was a great orator and he spoke to people. So I absolutely see why he got elected. Right.
Yeah.
It was very interesting. The Obama years, he focused on a lot of first-time homebuyer programs.
Yeah.
And he focused on trying to get people into houses and to make housing more affordable so people could get those first houses. Yeah. And, Carlos, I grew to respect him because of that.
Yeah.
So then we had Trump, right?
Yeah.
Trump from a business standpoint no question, he deregulated things, which made things easier. He pulled back the CFPB, which is the Gestapo that comes after the lenders and ties the hands of the lenders on the programs and everything. So he helped there.
Yeah.
But when Biden got elected, I hate to say this, there's only one thing I looked forward to when Biden got elected. And I said, you know what? Our real estate market was pretty good under Obama.
Yeah.
Because he boosted it by the first-time home buyer stuff.
Yeah.
And that's when we had that, wasn't it $8,000 or $10,000 for all the first-time home buyers, and you got like a direct tax credit and things like that.
Yeah.
And I said to myself, I said, you know what? The Democrats come back in, they're going to do this, and this is going to be good for our real estate market. He didn't do it.
It's not just that he didn't do it; it's that it won't work.
Well, probably not.
You know
but
why
he didn't
it won't
even
work?
do it.
You know why it won't work?
Why?
The prices are different.
Oh, that's totally true.
They're different.
But they didn't do anything.
Here's the thing.
He tried to get back student loans.
Obama
instead of helping home buyers.
Yeah, Obama takes over an economy that is crashing. Home prices crashed because of the 2008 situation, right? So if prices are low and you give a first-time home buyer program, that works because a lot of these first-time home buyer programs, and I tell this to a lot of my clients, they're backstabbing. There's a higher rate. There's
so
also a loan, a second loan that you acquire sometimes that you have to pay out, and you got to build equity in order to actually get out of that. So it worked with Obama because at the end of the day, if the house is worth $200,000, it doesn't matter that the rate is a little bit higher. If you get help and you can afford the monthly payment, great. But right now, if Biden does the same exact thing, and rates are 9% when you use this program, but the house is $400,000 because there is no $200,000 house, nobody can use the programs. Everybody that has come to me with the first-time home buyer program right now, oh yeah, great, up to $30,000, and look, they still can't buy a house because it's too expensive.
Let's talk about that real quick. That's the Hometown Heroes program that they just came back. It's for Florida. Up to 5% of the purchase price or $35,000 for down payment and closing costs. But what people don't know, and you may know it or not, but you just kind of alluded to it, is the fact that you can't refinance without paying the money back.
Think about that.
So if you take that money, and even if I get you a 6% rate and you take that money, but then the rates drop into the 4s, you can't refi without paying it back.
Like you can't refinance the whole loan?
For
the whole life of the loan?
No, you can, but you will have to pay back the $35,000.
Oh my goodness.
So here's what happens, Carlos. What if you don't have enough equity to include the $35,000 into your refi? You're stuck with that high rate.
This is what
That's
we're
what
talking
people
about.
are not telling people.
This is what we're talking about, guys. So there's always the commercial of, the propaganda of, oh, we're going to make it easier for home buyers to buy and blah, blah. And it seems like it's always the Democrats doing that. I want Trump because he will just lower the rates. If we can have lower rates, people can just make better decisions. That's it. If we have lower rates, people can refinance, have more money to do more
Lower
things,
inflation.
better opportunities, lower inflation, everything. It just makes sense when the economy is great. And if house prices are higher, because I don't know that home prices will come down for a very long time, because it seems like they're not going to move anywhere. So if the prices are going to stay high, the only way that you can buy as a home buyer right now, the only way that you can get into this real estate market is if the rates go down. If you're somebody that's making, I don't know, $20 an hour or something like that, it's still hard for you to buy right now. So the only thing that can help you is lower rates. So yeah, Trump is the better option all day. And at the end of the day, like if you want to buy a cheaper house outside of the cities or something like that, you can do it and still have a regular monthly payment because the rates are lower.
So a lot of people are sitting there saying, well, how is Trump? How is he just going to do this? And I'm going to explain it in 30 seconds, is that deregulation and less regulation on businesses, small or big. I mean, you could use my business. We have under 50 employees. But if all of a sudden regulation is taken away from us where we are spending less money, okay, then most good businesses are going to do two things. They're going to reinvest in the business and they're going to hire and they're going to pay their employees more. But when you handicap a business with additional regulation, just like the CFPB and the NMLS and all those things did in 2010, which I think was totally unnecessary, now you've stifled growth, which means people don't have jobs and they can't get paid as much. So Trump is not going to all of a sudden say, everybody makes more money. No, He's going to do it like a businessman. He's going to
That's
make that. You can't, what do they call it? Trickle down economics. It's real.
Yeah.
The business has to be successful before the employee will reap the benefits.
Think about it like your household, guys. If you're in a lot of debt, you're in trouble, right? It's the same thing. We're in a lot of debt. I think Trump coming in, he will lower that debt. Like besides
100%.
COVID coming in, every year that debt was getting lower and lower because the economy was thriving. So basically, if we lower that debt, the rates will come down.
Right.
It's the way that it will work. And
Simple.
yeah, it's that simple. So let's, we got a few minutes here. Let's go ahead and just, I want to show you guys just another beautiful thing that happened here in Miami.
No a los dictadores, no a Trump.
Yeah, so
Did I do that right?
basically, if you guys see this on screen, it says, no a los dictadores, no a Trump. In English, it says, no to dictators. Dictators, oh my God, I hate saying that. No to dictators and no to Trump. So basically, they're putting a photo of Fidel Castro, a photo of Trump, and saying we don't want the dictators. And they also label it in Spanish and put it in the middle of the highway in Miami, just to plant that little seed.
Are you offended?
Dude, I'm extremely offended.
I'm offended.
Dude, Trump,
Like-
first off, how is Trump gonna be a dictator in this country? Did you see his last speech in Doral?
Of course.
Oh my goodness.
You see how many people were there?
Dude, it was beautiful. The way he talked about family, the way he talked about his kids. By the way, he's raised them as best as he could, and you can see it. You can see
Right.
it show. You can see he's a good father to them. They're proud to be there with him. He doesn't have a son that is, doing shady things around the country.
Felon.
And people love his kids too, man. It's amazing. I feel like we gotta get back to understanding that our flag, the flag that you see in the back of this show right here, the American flag is what represents us all. We gotta get back to unity, get united, because we are the United States of America, and we deserve to have a president that will not challenge our freedoms, our freedom to bear arms, our freedom of speech, our freedoms to be ourselves, to have this show that Frank and I are having right now, where we can talk freely about whatever we feel like. And if you feel different, you can come in here and talk differently.
Please.
For your side and
Got a chair
defend
right
your
here.
side. But what we can't do is cut the conversations. We cannot put somebody in jail for something that they said that was offensive for somebody else. That we cannot.
You can't censor.
We can't take
either.
guns away because, like, somebody said to me the other day, I met somebody from Venezuela, and he said, and I asked him, how come, like, Castro infiltrated his ideas into Venezuela and the Venezuelan people just let them do it? And he said, Carlos, it's like that frog in the water.
Pot of the water.
And it starts getting hotter, right? And they start by little things. They start taking away little things. And once they take your guns, it's over because, that's it.
What are you gonna do?
So why do I believe that no matter what happens in America will not allow that to happen here? It's because we have guns.
That's pretty true.
And it's true. The moment that the government tells you we're not, we're not, I don't know, like we're taking over or whatever, this is going to be a communist state now, or we're going socialist, whatever, and the American people throw themselves to the street with a bunch of AKs and guns, war may start. It just won't start. We, the people of the United States of America, are armed and ready to battle if we need to protect the freedom of this country. And I believe that, and I will do that because this is my second nation, and it is now my home. And what I couldn't do in my first one, I will do here myself as well if I need to. It's not a threat. It's
well said.
It's a rule. It's within my heart. It's the way we were raised.
I love it.
Anything else, Frank?
That's it. I think it's been a great show, guys. The rates are going to drop. That's the one thing we want to express to you guys. You're in the best time right now to buy. They are not as high as what you think. You've got to get out there and get something because as soon as the TV says it, everybody's going to get in the market. So don't be that last guy.
Absolutely.
Please.
Guys, don't forget that deals are happening right now. Sellers are giving you deals right now. They're offering extra seller concessions
yeah.
and stuff that you could use towards, either lowering your rate, or you could use it so you can have less of a payment when it comes to closing. And if rates do go down, you can always refinance. Don't forget.
Marry the house, date the rate.
That's right. And hey, again, you need good people on your side. We're right here for you. Give us a call. Maybe you just need some advice. Maybe you just need to, prepare to do certain things in the future. We're here to help you. All right? Carlos and Frank, We the People Real Estate Podcast, we are out. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. This is We the People, a real estate podcast. Subscribe.
See you later.